Hello, Brenton with All Octane here. In this video, I am going to open up some old school diecast cars that my wife was able to find sort of on the pegs at an antique shop. She went on a trip, and on her return home, her and her friend stopped by an antique shop, and they had these particular diecasts. So I found them all quite fascinating, and she sent me a picture, and she's like, "Do you want me to pick you any up?" And I was like, "Yes, please. Could you please pick these up?" There was a bunch more. I circled a couple of cars, these 4, and she was able to bring these home, which is awesome because they're all really kind of strangely unique and popular in their own way right now. So Hot Wheels, this is a Monte Carlo, and she did pay $3 for this, but at the same time she paid $3 for this, and she paid $3 for this, and she paid $3 for this. So even in the grand scheme of things, yes, this is probably overpaid. I think it was kind of an underpayment in these 3. Yeah, the thing is crunched and whatnot, but I'm opening things. That's what you guys are here to see. So let's do this. But yeah, Monte Carlo, and I don't think I have enough Monte Carlos in my collection from Hot Wheels. I don't actually know if I have a Monte Carlo now that I'm thinking about it. And this thing is awesome. This is a heavy casting. This is metal on metal, 5-spoke. This thing is so heavy. It's got a great tamper work though as well. And this is back in the day when they were, I think, trying to bring this back for racing in NASCAR. So this is really cool. And I just was like, man, this is a great casting. Have to have it. So that leads to the Dale Earnhardt NASCAR Authentics. So this is an old school NASCAR Authentics, and it's Spin Master who did it. So now we've got Lionel who've got the Authentics. That this time it was Spin Master, and I'm going to open this Authentics car because why not, right? That's what diecasts are there for. Man, this thing is really mushed. So let's see if I can get in here. It is a Dale Earnhardt car, and it's an RCR car, which is awesome because that's who we drove for. But now my favorite driver, Kyle Busch, is moving to RCR next year in 2023. So it's kind of fun to get both NASCAR Authentics as well as an RCR, as well as Dale Earnhardt. And man, this thing is pretty legit as well. Kind of poor quality, but not exactly. I believe this is a Monte Carlo as well. I think the older Monte Carlo. Pretty sweet. A fun casting to have. So we'll go with my other stock cars. Mark Martin has been incredibly popular. Actually, I'm going to wait for that one. We've got John Force, 1977 Brute Force Blue Brute Force Monza. And this is something that's interesting because it's 1977 Monza, which is what he was running. But you can notice he's got the Castrol GTX and all of that. This is number 4 of 8. I'm not really sure what exactly this is. I guess if you got his autograph, that'd be actually really cool. That's a clever thing to do for a diecast company. John Force set begins with the Brute Force cars during his amateur days and follows him to the present as he pursues his 8th funny car championship. Well, that's well beyond that now. 1 of 8. Pontiac, Castrol Pontiac, Brute Force Monza, 4 of 8. I'll probably keep the package on this. Just to try to kind of, but he does have a lot of Mustangs. Like, that's really when he had a lot of popularity, is when the Mustangs came around. But yeah, I guess he did have the Pontiacs back in the day as well. So I just thought this was cool. I'm a huge drag racing fan. I'm a huge John Force fan. So I had to have my wife pick this one up. And she did. And there we go. There's the card on the back. And here is the funny car. Oh, I got that taped in there. Yeah, I got the stand taped in there. Okay, I'll get that in a bit. Does it close? Why doesn't it close? Well, that's a bummer. What's going on? I guess. Oh, Brenton, what do you get yourself into sometimes? I'll have to figure that out later. It looks like the engine is not setting right, which is keeping the car from closing properly. So, yeah. I guess I'll have to look at that later. But it's still a cool car nonetheless. Check that out. All right. And then last up, as I was kind of saying, Mark Martin has become incredibly popular recently. Donut Media, I believe Nolan had a shirt that had Mark Martin on it. And yeah, for some reason, Mark Martin with the Valvoline is just making a comeback. Not really sure why, but I saw this and was like, you know what? Even if it is going to be worth something, wow. These cards and cars. So I actually have some of this set. The old Pro Circuit from a childhood. I have a Camaro, not that Camaro, but I have another Camaro, different Camaro. And this set is actually really pretty cool. I should probably try to hunt down more of those. Premier Edition, it's got Mark Martin on the back here. And let's take a look at the car that just flew onto the floor. So this is a Ford Thunderbird. It's got just sticker on it with all the logos or all the sponsors. So I'm pretty sure if you just rip that off, you would have no problem just having a nice number 6 Mark Martin Thunderbird. But it's a Hot Wheel, and this actually has the exotic 5-pack or 5-spoke rims on a NASCAR. So if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know I have opened up the wheel set that has these wheels right there, the Real Rider Exotics, but they're sitting on a NASCAR. So there you go, Mattel. You're using older products and giving them a new name. But there we have it. There are some fun old school cars. I'm going to have to figure out that funny car later that my wife was able to get me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And until the next one, have a good one.